I really want to talk a little bit about day three labs today. So, day three labs is a blood test done on day three of your cycle. So, day three is when your period has started on day one, and this is 3 days into your period. And it's looking at things like estrogen, LH, FSH, and AMH. And I can talk a little bit more about those individual hormones in the future as well, if that's totally foreign language to you. But basically, what it's measuring is how your ovaries are really producing the eggs, what the egg quality is, things like that. I'm kind of torn on day three labs. If you're not ready to conceive yet and you kind of want to see where your levels are at, how not how much longer you have, but really like what your ovaries are looking like and what your egg quality currently is, then yes, maybe it's a good idea for you to check these labs. If your FSH is pretty high, your AMH is low, it might mean that, it might be time to start trying to conceive a little bit earlier than you had anticipated. However, if you are just about to start trying to conceive either way and you haven't gotten these labs checked, it's up to you. A word of caution, I got these labs tested. My levels honestly weren't great, which did signify that my ovaries, they're not as great as maybe when I had been younger. I am in my 30s. So for me, that really kind of got in my head. And I think mindset is huge in anything in life, including when we're trying to get pregnant. And when I had like higher FSH and that lower AMH that I talked about, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to be able to conceive. And it added stress. And stress isn't good when we're trying to conceive either. So for me personally, I didn't love knowing those values. And I kind of wish I had gone into trying to conceive without knowing them at first. And obviously, if it's taking a while and you're trying to conceive and you are trying to troubleshoot, then yeah, those labs are absolutely a great idea. But I don't think I would have liked to have those done before I started trying to conceive because, like I said, it just really got in my head. And there's so many factors into egg health and things like that. So many videos coming on that as well. But there's basically what I'm saying is there's ways to improve your egg health, and I include that in my fertility coaching with or without knowing those labs. That being said, in terms of labs, I would absolutely recommend you get your progesterone and your estrogen checked. Maybe not the other ones, the FSH and LH and AMH. But getting estrogen and progesterone checked is really important, especially if you're having issues with your period and your cycle may be a little wonky, it might be irregular, things like that. Getting those checked and seeing where those are at, because that's something that we can really help balance. That's something I'd recommend. But in terms of the other ones, really up to you. It will give you a good picture of your current egg health, but you really need to think about whether that's something that's important to you, or if you feel like that's going to just add stress to your life and you're just going to worry about not being able to conceive. In that case, it might be worth maybe waiting on those labs just in case you do have trouble conceiving. Then you can think about those labs down the line.